vision, as I understand, of vendor and then kind of internal application development, or maybe custom application development, which I think is fine. Often we divide things up that way. But I would highly recommend, if you've never read it before, The Phoenix Project. It is a book basically by Gene Kim that kind of is a novel if you enjoy that format. If you don't, you can look at the DevOps handbook. But you've heard me mention that several times. It's kind of one of the seminal works on what DevOps is about. But it looks at how a company actually incorporated these things and the different things they needed to shift and change. And it wasn't so much saying, well, is this a vendor application or is this an internal app dev? It was more about the entire way that they handled, their overall technology and software and how that integrated, to your point, to the outcomes of their business. I would highly recommend that. I get nothing from Gene Kim for this, but nonetheless, The Phoenix Project is an excellent book and novel about understanding how that all integrates. So I don't think it's always so cut and dry as either vendor or application dev.
Maybe I just want to clarify, because I'm just wearing the hat of a lot of us is in that situation, right? Whether build the software development house or you have to purchase software as a package software, as Jim said. So putting that as that starting point, I think it's important that you understand the problem of what we're trying to move into the DevOps. And the third point I want to raise is actually the importance of the vendor to see their role, how to help organization to move into that. Because in the good old days, if you're old enough like me, IBM and many companies, they are doing wonderfully well. Or when they introduce technology into an organization, they come with free education, they come with helping the organization to transform into that new environment. Perhaps that is a little bit missing nowadays.
I thought of skipping this question.
Very quickly, because we would like to take one more question. So,
okay. So when you come to the package software, and I'm speaking for SAP now, the reason why, so what you spoke about, Jim, is very good for the build phase. So yes, you need the business context in, and you need to have the participation of people. But when you deploy this, that is where your concept comes of change management. So how quickly can you deploy? So you can always start with a minimum viable product, and then you can go for a cycle which is, let's say, 3 months, or that can be reduced to 2 months, 1 month, and so on and so forth, which is the speed at which the software can be consumed. Having said that, I really don't see as SAP whether you need to invest in the operations of it, because that is what I am guaranteeing you. So it's not about your server, it is not about your people not understanding a process and so on and so forth. I guarantee you an uptime, right? So you don't necessarily need to invest in those practices, because that is something that we are doing at the back end.